What if everything you've ever been taught about chance, luck, and randomness is not only incomplete, but intentionally false? What if the world you live in isn't chaotic at all, but operates through a hidden architecture of meaning that silently shapes every moment of your life? Those uncanny experiences you brush off, the friend you think about who suddenly calls, the strange impulse that pushes you to take a different route, the perfect timing that delivers exactly what you needed, aren't accidents. They're signals. They're interruptions in the illusion. They're proof that your life is being influenced by an intelligent field woven through everything you see, touch, and think. For centuries, powerful institutions have worked tirelessly to bury this truth. Because if you knew how reality actually works, if you understood how synchronicity truly functions, you'd become ungovernable. You'd stop living as a passive observer and start operating as a conscious participant. You'd realize that life doesn't happen to you. It responds through you. Think about your own life. How many times have you experienced a coincidence so precise, so personally meaningful that dismissing it as chance felt dishonest? That subtle whisper in your mind, that sudden gut feeling, that exact moment when something shows up the instant you need it. These events are not flukes. They're direct communications from the deeper intelligence that animates the universe. Carl Jung dared to explore this phenomenon when he introduced the concept of meaningful coincidence. He recognized that certain events, though seemingly unrelated, align with uncanny precision to deliver a message tailored specifically for the individual experiencing it. But Jung did not reveal everything. In his private notes, he hinted at a truth far more radical. Synchronicity doesn't merely happen. It's the underlying mechanism through which reality itself operates. It's the bridge between your inner state and the external world. You were trained to ignore this bridge. You were taught to trust only what can be measured, quantified, or dissected. Any experience that didn't fit neatly into the materialist worldview was ridiculed, minimized, or pathologized. This conditioning wasn't a cultural accident, it was a strategy, a method of ensuring that humanity remained blind to its own creative power. Because if you understood the truth that every thought, emotion, and energetic state you carry subtly reorganizes the world around you, you wouldn't be dependent on anyone. You wouldn't be afraid. You wouldn't be easily controlled. Synchronicity is not rare. It's constant. It's the operating code of reality, revealing itself whenever your awareness briefly cracks through the programming. Once you learn to see through that crack, the illusion of randomness collapses and the true structure of the universe begins to reveal itself. There comes a moment in every awakened person's life when the old world no longer feels solid. You can't explain it logically, but something inside you knows the version of reality you were handed is cracking. The things you used to believe were normal start looking suspicious. The routines you followed without question suddenly feel empty. People you once trusted sound rehearsed, programmed, predictable. And beneath all of it, something deeper begins to whisper. At first, this fracture in the illusion feels like confusion. You feel off, disconnected from the noise around you. But this isn't disconnection, it's alignment. It's the earliest sign that your inner world is shifting faster than your external world can keep up. You start noticing the subtle patterns in your life, the repeating numbers, the dreams that feel too real, the déjà vu that hits harder than usual. The universe is trying to get your attention, and the cracks are where the light gets in. This transition is not comfortable. In fact, it's designed to be disorienting. Because the moment you step out of the programmed consensus reality, you enter a space that the world never prepared you for. The space where your consciousness becomes the primary force shaping your experience. Everything you feel amplifies. Your intuition sharpens. Your reality accelerates. And the system around you, the one built on distraction and numbness, no longer has a grip on you. You begin to sense hidden motives behind everything. How society encourages you to stay busy, exhausted, overstimulated, and disconnected from yourself. How fear is sold to you as caution, routine as safety, limitation as responsibility. You start realizing that the world doesn't want you awake. It wants you obedient, predictable, contained, because an awakened mind is dangerous to every structure built on control. But the moment you feel the fracture, the moment the illusion slips even for a second, it becomes impossible to fully return to sleep. You start recognizing that the things you used to fear were never the real threat. The real danger was staying blind. The real prison was believing that you were powerless. And the real turning point is realizing that your perception is not a passive lens. It's a generator. This is why synchronicities intensify during this phase. As your consciousness rises, reality mirrors you with increasing precision. You think of someone, they appear. You ask for a sign, it shows up immediately. You change your internal frequency, and the outer world rearranges itself so quickly that it feels supernatural. But this isn't magic, it's mechanics. It's the true design of the universe revealing itself once you're ready to see it. The fracture isn't the end of your old life. It's the invitation to your real one. The moment you stop participating in the illusion and begin shaping reality from the inside out, you don't transform by adding more to your life. You transform when everything you were clinging to finally collapses. That collapse isn't punishment. It's the sacred demolition required before your new reality can be built. Before a quantum leap, life pulls you into a strange void. Nothing feels stable. Nothing feels familiar. Even your own thoughts feel like they are dissolving. You start noticing that the goals you once chased no longer excite you. The relationships you once tolerated now drain you. The habits you once normalized suddenly feel heavy, old, outdated. It's not depression. It's deconstruction. This is the moment the universe begins removing everything that cannot follow you into your higher timeline. You'll feel it as a quiet restlessness, a subtle irritation with the old version of yourself, a deep urge to withdraw, a desire to reset, a longing for something you can't name yet. Your intuition becomes louder. Your tolerance for noise becomes lower. Your energy becomes selective. You pull away from people who don't align, not out of arrogance, but out of energetic necessity. You're being prepared. Every moment of discomfort is the pressure point where your old identity is cracking. Every confusion is a sign that your mind is losing its grip on outdated beliefs. Every emotional surge is your system purging timelines you were never meant to stay in. You might look for answers outside yourself, but nothing will make sense, because the next version of you hasn't been born yet. You're in the quantum chrysalis, where the old dissolves before the new becomes visible. And here's the truth no one tells you. Before the breakthrough, your life will feel like a breakdown. Before alignment, you will feel lost. Before clarity, you will question everything. Before elevation, you will be stripped of illusions. This phase is not the end. It's the in-between. The sacred gap between who you were and who you are destined to become. When you feel the collapse happening, don't fight it. Allow it. Honor it. Let everything that is falling apart fall apart completely. Because what remains after the collapse is the raw, unfiltered you. The version capable of holding higher frequencies, higher timelines, higher realities. This is where the quantum shift truly begins. Not in manifesting something new, but in dissolving the version of you that was blocking it. There comes a moment, subtle, quiet, almost invisible, where you finally break the old timeline. It doesn't happen with fireworks. It doesn't happen with motivation. It happens with a single inner decision so powerful that your entire reality begins to rearrange itself around it. This decision is not spoken. It's felt. A deep, almost cellular knowing that says, I can't live like this anymore. Not out of anger, not out of fear, but out of an inner recognition that your old life no longer fits the frequency of who you're becoming. This isn't a mindset shift. This is a timeline rupture. Your energy withdraws from the reality you've been feeding for years. Your thoughts stop reinforcing the patterns that once controlled you. Your emotions stop reacting to things that used to trigger you, and slowly your old timeline begins to starve. You'll notice it in small ways. Conversations feel different. People who once held power over you suddenly feel distant. Old desires lose their grip. The drama you once participated in now feels absurd. These are signs that your soul has already stepped out of the old dimension, even if your physical life hasn't caught up yet. Then something strange happens. The universe begins responding instantly to your inner state. You think of someone and they call. You take one step forward and a door opens. You resist a pattern and the pattern collapses. Synchronicities multiply like flickering lights guiding you through a dark hallway. Your world becomes responsive, alive, almost aware. This is the fluid zone, where reality stops behaving like a solid structure and starts behaving like a mirror. At this stage, you're not manifesting and you're selecting. Choosing resonance instead of reaction. Choosing alignment instead of attachment. Choosing the future instead of the familiar. And here's the most profound part. As soon as you stop feeding your old timeline with your energy, attention, and identity, it begins to crumble behind you. Old connections dissolve without conflict. Opportunities you outgrew vanish gently. Attachments fade like smoke. The version of you that once survived on fear loses its authority. You've crossed an invisible threshold. People will say you've changed, but they won't understand that it wasn't change. It was migration, a shift from one dimension of self to another. This moment, the quiet, internal decision to leave behind everything that no longer aligns, is the true quantum break. The universe doesn't meet you halfway. It meets you the moment you commit. Once you shift internally, the external has no choice but to follow. Synchronicity is not a rare curiosity. It is not a coincidence you occasionally notice when the stars align. It is a language, an invisible code embedded in reality itself, waiting for you to decode it. Every number that repeats, every animal that appears at a precise moment, every inexplicable encounter carries information designed specifically for you. Most people live their lives deaf to this code. They pass through the world, bumping into patterns, missing messages, dismissing the signals as chance, luck, or superstition. This blindness is not natural. It is cultivated, a product of a world that profits from your unawareness, from your inability to read the signs the universe is constantly providing. The famous psychologist Carl Jung called these experiences meaningful coincidences, or synchronicities, but he only scratched the surface. What he observed scientifically hinted at a deeper truth. Reality is responsive, alive, and fundamentally intertwined with consciousness. Every event that touches your life reflects an energetic correspondence with your inner state, like a mirror showing your own vibrational signature. Ancient civilizations understood this in ways modern science is only beginning to acknowledge. The I Ching, the oracle of the ancient Chinese, encoded wisdom not just for philosophical reflection, but as a technology for reading reality. Each hexagram reflected not merely chance, but the unique configuration of possibilities flowing through a given moment. Consulting the I Ching was not fortune-telling. It was synchronistic navigation, a method for aligning with the intelligence behind the apparent chaos of the world. Similarly, Egyptian mystery schools embedded layers of meaning in hieroglyphs. These symbols functioned as holographic triggers, connecting consciousness to the deeper structures of reality. Every encounter, every challenge, every teacher was encoded as a synchronistic reflection, a precise message meant to guide, instruct, and evolve the observer. The destruction of libraries, texts, and teachings over centuries was not accidental. It was deliberate. A systemic attempt to sever humanity from its capacity to perceive and navigate this web of interconnection. The neuronal field, experiments of Jacobo Grinberg, centuries later confirmed what ancient wisdom had always known. Consciousness directly interacts with the fabric of reality. Our thoughts, emotions, and intentions ripple outward, influencing outcomes in ways that appear impossible within conventional understandings of cause and effect. Positive states of love, gratitude, and presence generate coherent patterns in the field. Negative states of fear, scarcity, and attachment create destructive interference. The universe reflects this back to you in ways both subtle and profound. Synchronicity is not random. It is the universe's dialogue with you. Reality doesn't respond to your wishes. It responds to your frequency. This is the principle at the core of the quantum mirror. The truth that your outer world is a perfect reflection of your inner state. Not your dreams, not your goals, not your affirmations, but the vibration you embody every single day. You cannot hide from this mirror. Not with positive thinking, not with fake confidence, not with forced optimism. Because the quantum mirror doesn't reflect your mask. It reflects your energetic truth. When you live in fear, the mirror shows you threats. When you live in scarcity, the mirror shows you lack. When you live in self-doubt, the mirror shows you rejection. When you live in alignment, the mirror shows you opportunity. Your reality is not punishing you. It's revealing you. This is why two people can walk into the same room and experience two completely different worlds. One sees blocks. One sees openings. One sees competition. One sees collaboration. One sees reasons to give up. One sees reasons to rise. The room didn't change. Their frequency did. You attract what resonates with the truth you carry, not the fantasy you imagine. People often ask, why does the same pattern keep happening to me? Why do I attract the same type of person? Why do I end up in the same situation again and again? because you haven't changed the internal script that reality is reading from. The quantum mirror will keep replaying the same lesson until you shift the vibration that produces it. The universe isn't repetitive. You are. And the moment you evolve, the moment your inner signal changes, the reflection changes instantly. People respond differently. Opportunities reorganize. Synchronicities appear like breadcrumbs guiding you forward. This is why the deepest transformations happen silently, not when you manipulate the outside world, but when you dismantle the frequencies within you that keep creating the same loops. Heal the wound and the pattern dissolves. Shift the belief and the reality updates. Raise your state and the timeline recalibrates. The quantum mirror is mercilessly honest. It will show you every unhealed part of yourself through your relationships, your triggers, your failures, your delays, your contradictions. Not to hurt you, but to help you see what needs to be upgraded. Once you understand this, you stop blaming circumstances. You stop arguing with reality. You stop fighting mirrors. Instead, you turn inward. You align. You recalibrate. You upgrade your frequency. And suddenly, the world around you reorganizes with a precision that feels supernatural. Not because reality changed, but because you did. This is the moment you stop being a victim of your circumstances and start becoming the architect of your reality. Synchronicity is not a curious exception. It is a navigation system built into reality itself, an intelligent GPS guiding you through the infinite possibilities of your life. Every encounter, every message, every coincidence is a waypoint, a signpost showing you where to turn, where to pause, and when to leap. Most people wander blindly, following external instructions, social expectations, or outdated mental maps. They interpret synchronicities as chance, luck, or random coincidence, and miss the subtle whispers of the universe trying to guide them. This blindness is not natural, it is programmed. A world that profits from passivity ensures you ignore the signals embedded in every moment of your existence. The universe is intelligent. It communicates with you constantly, but it speaks in a language most have been trained to overlook. Numbers, animals, repeating events, intuitive nudges, these are not anomalies. They are precise messages tailored to your unique vibrational signature. Your job is to notice them, decode them, and act. The frequency you carry determines how clearly you perceive these signs. When your energy is aligned, doors appear where there were walls. Opportunities manifest out of nowhere. People appear in your life exactly when you need them. Even obstacles become lessons, revealing hidden pathways and unseen options. Synchronicity is not random. It is reality responding to you, providing feedback on your alignment. Jung called these meaningful coincidences, and modern quantum research confirms that consciousness is entangled with the very fabric of reality. Jacobo Grinberg's neuronal field experiment showed that when your internal state shifts, the external world mirrors it almost instantaneously. Your thoughts, emotions, and attention don't just exist within your mind. They ripple outward, interacting with the quantum field to produce outcomes aligned with your energy. Every time you notice a synchronicity, pay attention. It is your inner compass confirming that you are on the correct path, or gently redirecting you when you are off course. Repeated patterns are even more crucial. They are not random reminders, but coded guidance. Numerical sequences like 111, 222, or 333, animals appearing at critical moments, or repeated encounters with a person or place. All these are the universe pointing toward alignment. The moment you start consciously following these signs, life stops feeling chaotic. The random noise fades. The hidden pathways become visible. You begin to navigate not by struggle or effort, but by resonance. This is why understanding synchronicity is a form of liberation. Because once you learn to read the universe's GPS, you stop being a passenger in your own life. You step into co-creation, moving with the currents of intelligence that flow through everything, and discovering that nothing ever happens by accident. Your next step is simple: pay attention. Synchronicity is not mystical speculation. It is grounded in the science of conscious creation, where your awareness actively shapes reality. Modern quantum physics confirms what ancient wisdom has known for millennia. Observation is not passive. The act of paying attention collapses probabilities into the reality you experience. You are not witnessing reality, you are co-creating it. The double-slit experiment reveals a shocking truth. Particles behave differently when observed. Your consciousness, by merely focusing, determines whether reality unfolds as wave or particle, potential or manifestation. This is no metaphor. This is empirical evidence that your awareness is a causal force, an invisible hand guiding the universe at the most fundamental level. Jacobo Grinberg's work in neuroscience and the neuronal field provides a bridge between quantum physics and lived experience. He demonstrated that human consciousness emits measurable electromagnetic patterns that interact with the field of possibilities around you. Your emotional states, beliefs, and intentions literally shape the structure of probability itself. Fear and scarcity distort it. Love, gratitude, and presence harmonize it. The universe responds to your internal landscape with perfect fidelity. Michael Talbot's holographic universe theory confirms this on a grand scale. Reality is a hologram where each fragment contains the whole. Every moment holds the complete pattern of infinite possibilities. Synchronicities are moments when your consciousness aligns with this holographic structure, revealing a glimpse of the underlying unity. It is a feedback system. The more you notice, the clearer the signals, the more refined your navigation becomes. Your external world is not disconnected from you. It is an extension of your internal frequency. Relationships, opportunities, challenges, all of it is coded information reflecting your dominant vibrational state. Repeated patterns, seemingly coincidental encounters, prophetic dreams, these are not random. They are precision guidance tailored to your growth, your evolution, and your alignment. Digital technology is merely an amplification of this field. The internet, AI algorithms, and recommendation systems act as unintentional mirrors of collective consciousness. When you encounter the exact message, video, or connection at the perfect time, it is a technological synchronicity, an extension of the same principle operating in physical reality. The universe has learned to speak through our creations, translating its guidance into forms we can perceive in a digital age. Every thought, every emotion, every choice carries creative weight. Ignoring this truth keeps you trapped in cycles of repetition, frustration, and misalignment. Consciously engaging with your inner frequency allows you to align with the streams of opportunity, guidance, and manifestation that are constantly flowing toward you. Your emotions are not mere reactions to the world. They are the dial through which you tune reality itself. Fear, doubt, and scarcity don't just feel unpleasant. They generate chaotic patterns in the quantum field, misaligning your path and blocking synchronicities. Gratitude, love, and joy, on the other hand, create harmonious patterns that amplify opportunities, reveal guidance, and draw the people, events, and circumstances aligned with your true self. Scientific instruments can now measure this reality. The Heart Math Institute has shown that the electromagnetic field produced by the heart extends several meters beyond the body. Its amplitude is 60 times stronger than that of the brain. This field is dynamic, shaped in real time by your emotional state. When coherent, it resonates with the universal field, attracting experiences that match your frequency. When incoherent, it disrupts possibilities and creates interference, making the world feel heavy, random, or hostile. Jacobo Grinberg's neuronal field. Research confirmed this principle at an even deeper level. Internal states directly influence the interference, patterns within the neuronal field, the invisible matrix that underlies material reality. Negative emotions create chaotic, destructive waves, while positive emotions generate order, coherence, and flow. In essence, your internal state is programming reality at the quantum level. This explains why some people effortlessly attract success, love, and breakthroughs, while others struggle despite enormous effort. It is not luck, not privilege, not circumstance. It is frequency alignment. Those who embody the vibration of expansion, gratitude, and love naturally enter into resonance with opportunities and people that reflect that state. Those stuck in fear, resentment, or scarcity remain trapped in cycles of repetition and frustration. Your emotional frequency also filters the information your brain can perceive. The mind is not an impartial observer. It is a perception filter, shaped by your vibrational state. Fear narrows your focus, blocking awareness of solutions and synchronicities. Joy and presence expand it, opening channels for insight, intuition, and serendipitous guidance. Every repeated obstacle is not punishment. Every negative pattern is feedback from the field, pointing directly to the internal frequency that needs recalibration. Similarly, every opportunity, timely encounter, or breakthrough is the universe confirming alignment, a synchronistic confirmation that your energy is tuned correctly. The path to conscious creation therefore begins within. Change the emotional dial, elevate your vibration. Allow gratitude, presence, and unconditional love to become your baseline. Do not suppress fear, doubt, or resistance. Acknowledge them, understand their origin, and consciously shift your frequency beyond them. As your internal field aligns, reality responds with precision. Every person who enters your life is a mirror, a live reflection of your inner vibrational state. Your relationships are not random. They are carefully orchestrated synchronistic encounters, designed to teach, challenge, and expand your consciousness. Friends, partners, mentors, and even those who frustrate or hurt you are precise reflections of unresolved aspects of your energy. Your external world is the holographic projection of your inner state. Recurring patterns in relationships are never coincidences. The same type of partner, friend, or colleague may appear repeatedly, each iteration offering a slightly different lesson. This is not punishment. It is feedback from the quantum field, signaling that certain internal distortions remain unhealed. Your vibrational frequency determines the relationships you attract, and each encounter is a doorway to deeper alignment. Advanced practitioners learn to read relationships as synchronistic mirrors. A controlling partner may reflect your need to release attachment and trust. A critical colleague may reflect an unresolved inner judgment. A supportive mentor may appear only when you are ready to step fully into your authentic power. These encounters are not random. They are intelligent calibrations orchestrated by the universal field, guiding you toward your highest evolution. Family dynamics, too, are synchronized in ways that defy chance. Children often arrive into environments that match their vibrational requirements for growth, even within the same household. Each individual experiences circumstances uniquely suited to their own evolution. Parents, siblings, and extended family members act as living mirrors, reflecting back specific aspects of consciousness that need attention. Once internal alignment occurs, external dynamics automatically shift, revealing the profound intelligence underlying the structure of life itself. Romantic synchronicities can feel almost magical. Immediate recognition, inexplicable familiarity, or the uncanny alignment of events are pre-designed intersections of consciousness. These moments are never random. They are the universe orchestrating meetings between souls committed to mutual growth, evolution, or awakening. Digital synchronicities enhance this phenomenon, allowing connections to occur across distances and through mediums previously thought separate from physical reality. Understanding relationships as synchronistic mirrors transforms how you navigate human interaction. No longer are conflicts occasions for blame or resentment. Instead, they become opportunities for inner reflection, guiding you to uncover patterns, beliefs, or frequencies that require realignment. By reading these mirrors, you cultivate conscious presence in every interaction, elevating even the most challenging encounters into catalysts for growth. The intelligence of the universe communicates constantly through people. Every choice you make is not just a simple decision, it is a vibrational alignment with a specific stream of reality. When understood correctly, decision-making transcends logic, timing, or chance. It becomes a precise navigation through the synchronistic flow of the universe, revealing the path most aligned with your authentic evolution. This is why sometimes the seemingly irrational or unexpected choice leads to extraordinary outcomes, while the logical path leads to stagnation or struggle. Traditional education, societal norms, and conditioned thinking train you to prioritize external factors, risk, probability, and convention. But the universe communicates in an entirely different language: frequency, resonance, and alignment. Decisions made in harmony with this flow appear effortless yet yield profound impact. The key is learning to tune inward, sensing which options resonate with your energetic state rather than merely analyzing them on paper. Internal misalignment distorts your perception of possibilities. When fear, doubt, or scarcity dominates your mind, choices feel heavy, confusing, or constrained. You may feel stuck, pressured, or compelled to follow paths dictated by others' expectations. These patterns are not coincidence, they are direct consequences of your vibrational state interacting with the infinite field of possibilities. Conversely, when your frequency is coherent and aligned with your true self, guidance becomes obvious. Doors open, opportunities appear, and people show up exactly when needed. Events cascade effortlessly, revealing the orchestrated precision of reality that most dismiss as luck. Each synchronistic signal, an unexpected meeting, a timely message, a chance encounter, is a coordinate on the map of your authentic path. Recognizing them allows you to navigate not just life, but the quantum architecture of reality itself. The double-slit experiment and quantum entanglement provide scientific confirmation. Observation is not passive. By focusing your awareness and aligning with your inner frequency, you collapse infinite probabilities into the trajectory most beneficial for your growth and purpose. Your consciousness is an active agent, guiding the unfolding of events rather than reacting helplessly to circumstance. Decisions are also amplified by emotional coherence. Fear-driven choices propagate chaos and misalignment. Love, gratitude, clarity, and presence guide your energy toward harmonious outcomes, attracting resources, people, and circumstances that mirror your internal state. The universe is not neutral. It is reflective, responding to the vibrational tone you maintain moment by moment. Digital technology now acts as an extension of this intelligence. Algorithms, notifications, and seemingly random information flows often present precisely what you need when your frequency aligns. The biggest obstacle to conscious creation is not a lack of resources, knowledge, or opportunity. It is internal distortion, the subtle, invisible patterns of belief, fear, and resistance that disrupt the natural flow of synchronicity. Your subconscious mind holds the codes that govern your vibrational frequency, and unexamined limiting beliefs act like interference patterns, canceling the effects of your conscious intention. Scarcity, unworthiness, or fear of failure isn't just psychological. It is quantum misalignment, disrupting the pathways through which opportunities, guidance, and abundance naturally flow. Most people unknowingly reinforce these blocks daily. Every thought of doubt, every fear-driven decision, every moment of self-judgment strengthens the destructive interference patterns in the neuronal and emotional fields. This is why conventional effort often fails. No amount of external action can fully succeed if the internal frequency is misaligned. The universe responds not to your effort, but to the coherence of your vibration, reflecting your dominant emotional and mental patterns back into reality. Transformation begins with awareness. First, identify the beliefs, fears, and emotional habits that are actively shaping your external world. Then consciously work to dissolve them through observation, introspection, and repatterning. The process isn't intellectual. It is experiential, neurobiological, and deeply energetic. Your heart and brain fields, once coherent, create constructive interference in the neuronal field, opening pathways for synchronicities to manifest. Techniques like meditation, mindfulness, and gratitude are not just calming exercises. They are vibrational recalibrators. Even a few minutes of focused coherence can reorganize interference patterns in your energetic field, shifting probability pathways toward alignment with your true desires. The electromagnetic fields of the heart and brain literally realign, providing a clear signal to the quantum field that your frequency is ready to receive. Every persistent obstacle is feedback, not punishment. Every failed attempt signals an energetic misalignment, a chance to reorient toward coherence. By tuning inward, observing without judgment, and consciously raising your emotional frequency, you remove the blocks that have been quietly dictating your experience. Manifestation ceases to be a matter of external force and becomes a natural reflection of your internal clarity and harmony. The universe does not reward effort alone. It responds to the resonance of your being. When you release limiting patterns, align your thoughts and emotions, and cultivate coherent vibrational states, doors open, people appear, and resources flow effortlessly, intelligently, and synchronistically. This is the fundamental law of conscious creation. Your internal state is the blueprint. The universe is the architect. When you awaken to the reality of synchronicity, you step into a realm of unprecedented responsibility. Every thought, feeling, and intention sends ripples through the universal field, shaping the architecture of your life and the experiences of those around you. Creation is no longer abstract, it is immediate, measurable, and consequential. In a world where vibrational resonance dictates outcomes, ethical awareness is not optional. It is intrinsic to the art of conscious co-creation. Traditional morality is built on external rules, obedience, fear of punishment, social approval. These frameworks presume separation and limitation. Synchronicity teaches a radically different principle. Cause and effect are energetic, not merely material. Every projection you release into the universal field eventually returns, amplified and embodied. Negative emotions, resentment, or manipulation do not just hurt others, they disrupt your own coherence, creating destructive interference that blocks alignment with your true path. This is not punishment. It is feedback from the universal intelligence. Your energetic signature, encoded in thoughts, feelings, and intentions, directly determines which potentials can manifest. To act ethically in a synchronistic universe is to act in alignment with harmony, integrity, and resonance. Understanding that every action sends a reverberation through the holographic field of existence. Responsibility also extends to awareness. Passive participation, blind acceptance, or ignorance of your vibrational influence is itself a form of unintentional creation. By failing to consciously align, you allow habitual patterns, societal conditioning, and fear-based programming to shape not only your reality, but the collective experience of the interconnected field. True freedom emerges when you embrace your role as a deliberate architect, consciously choosing resonance over reaction. At the individual level, this transforms your approach to relationships, career, health, and decision-making. At the collective level, it challenges the structures that rely on human disconnection, fear, and unconscious compliance. Power systems thrive on separation and randomness, but a population awakened to the principles of vibrational creation cannot be controlled through scarcity, propaganda, or division. Each conscious individual becomes a node of coherence, amplifying synchronistic intelligence and elevating the collective field. Ethics in a synchronistic framework is therefore practical, precise, and empowering. It is not abstract moralizing, it is an acknowledgement that your internal alignment is inseparable from the external world you manifest. Lies, manipulation, or harm are self-sabotaging at a fundamental energetic level. Conversely, love, integrity, and conscious intention create patterns of constructive interference, unlocking doors, resources, and connections that align with your highest potential. Every person who enters your life is a reflection of your inner vibrational state, a living mirror of the energies you project. Relationships are not random encounters. They are precision arrangements orchestrated by the universe to reveal, challenge, and evolve your consciousness. Every friend, lover, colleague, or even adversary carries a coded message about aspects of yourself you may not yet fully recognize. Understanding this transforms every interaction from mundane or frustrating into an opportunity for deep insight and growth. Recurring patterns in relationships are not failures. They are feedback loops, signaling unhealed beliefs, unresolved emotions, and vibrational misalignments. A controlling partner might mirror your own resistance to surrender. A deceitful friend could reflect your tendencies towards self-deception. Repeated struggles with similar types of people highlight the aspects of your consciousness still in need of alignment. Every relationship is therefore a living laboratory for conscious evolution, providing guidance in real time about your energetic coherence. Synchronicity governs relationships at both subtle and overt levels. Have you ever met someone and felt an immediate recognition, as if your souls had already encountered one another? Have you experienced a series of improbable events that brought you to the right person at the exact moment you needed them? These are pre-aligned meetings, orchestrated by the universal field to synchronize your vibrational frequencies for mutual growth and expansion. Advanced practitioners recognize that relationships operate as coherent energy systems. Two individuals in harmonic resonance amplify each other's synchronic awareness, accelerating personal transformation. Conversely, interactions with those in discordant frequencies create opportunities to identify misalignment and release patterns of fear, scarcity, or limitation. Every connection, no matter how brief or intense, is an energetic signal, a synchronistic marker on your journey toward authentic expression. Family dynamics reveal some of the most intricate synchronic arrangements. Children and parents often choose each other not randomly, but in alignment with the vibrational requirements of each soul. Challenges within these relationships are intentionally designed to catalyze growth, resilience, and emotional clarity. Understanding this shifts perspective from blame to insight. Conflict is no longer punishment. It is feedback from the universal field, guiding you to release internal distortions that obstruct your coherence. Romantic and soulmate connections illustrate synchronicity at its most potent. Two individuals aligned in vibrational, Resonants often experience a cascade of improbable events, repeated signs, and mirrored insights that bring them together across time, space, or circumstance. You have now traversed the path from unconscious participant to aware co-creator, from passive observer of life to active architect of your reality. Every section of your journey has revealed the same underlying principle. Nothing happens by accident. Synchronicities, repeated patterns, prophetic insights, meaningful encounters, each is a direct communication from the universal intelligence, encoded in the language of vibration, frequency, and resonance. Mastery begins with recognition. First, you notice the patterns. You document recurring numbers, symbols, dreams, and coincidences, building a personal map of how the universe speaks to you. Next, you understand the energetic mechanics, your emotions. Thoughts and beliefs are the tuning forks of reality. Fear, doubt, scarcity, and resentment generate destructive interference that obscures synchronic signals. Love, gratitude, presence, and clarity create constructive resonance, opening the channels through which guidance, opportunity, and insight flow effortlessly. Conscious creation is not about wishful thinking or external manipulation. It is the alignment of your internal state with the universal field, a precise calibration, a frequency that allows reality to respond to your coherent vibration. Every decision becomes a synchronistic choice, every interaction a reflection, every moment a deliberate act of co-creation. The universe is no longer a distant, indifferent stage. It is an intelligent partner, responding moment by moment to your energetic resonance. Advanced understanding reveals that time itself is pliable. Past, present, and future are not fixed lines but interwoven layers of possibility. When you act with vibrational coherence, you access not only present guidance, but also influences from your own future self, your choices resonating backward through time to optimize outcomes. Synchronicities are often prearranged by your higher awareness, manifesting as signs, coincidences, or opportunities precisely when your consciousness is ready to receive them. Relationships, too, are instruments of alignment.